welcome to the lighter side of the dark side. It's your weekly freak show here. It's the Dark Mark Show. I'm Dark Mark, the goth comedian. Everybody's favorite vegan heavy metal DJ, Hannah Bakk.
How you doing, guys? Today's going to be a good one.
I was introduced to heavy metal. I learned how to dress and look like a freaking dangerous criminal.
That's when you started growing the facial hair, which
yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
I didn't really. The earlier days, I couldn't get facial hair just yet. but yeah. The more and joining White Zombie and the heavy metal music and all that stuff, like I learned that looking like a biker was cool.
Yeah.
That image.
You're not attracted to Jewish men. That's what it is.
I'm attracted to tall, skinny, willowy men.
There's like Jewish guys like that.
No, there aren't. Also, I hate beards. I hate mustaches.
All right.
I hate chest hair.
I'm with you on that.
Oh, God.
I hate hairy men.
I'd rather have back hair than chest hair.
That way you can't really see it.
Yeah, and it doesn't rub up against your face, because I'm
Right.
4'11", and that gives me acne.
5'3", I get it.
Irene, your thoughts on hair?
I am not particularly discriminating when it comes to body hair. And I've dated individuals quite across the spectrum with that. So,
all right.
Meh.
Okay. All right. Paul and I were just about to leave the room.
About how to get a house no money down by stabbing the people who live there and just moving in. And then people say, there's what's all that red on the stain? And just shut up. And that was the bit, was like, shut up and eat your pretzels.
And then if you want to follow me on social media, on Twitter, I'm the real Siri PS.
PS for porn star.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or is there something else that I'm not aware of?
Well, my inside joke is that it stands for pizza slut and not porn star. Because I love pizza. I'm a slut for pizza.
Every word out of your mouth, I fall in love with you even more. The weirdest band you open up for?
Depeche Mode in 1982. Remember Depeche Mode, whatever they called it.
Depeche Mode?
Depeche Mode, yeah.
Oh,
Kind of.
So you open for Depeche Mode?
Yeah. It was like Jimi Hendrix opening for the Monkees or something. It was weird.
Yeah, you got to depress the crowd there.
The cheesecake clams on the same plate. It was, and I had long hair at the time, and this was like the new wave when everyone had those spiky hair and everything. And I did not fit in at all. And I just did, I underwent taunts for about 15, 20 minutes. That didn't bother me at all. And I threatened to push the guy's keyboard over just to piss the audience off. You want me to push this off? I'll do the whole show. I don't think. Get off of here. Thank you very much. I earned my $60. Good night.
Oh, Marshmallow Girls Volume 3.
That's my favorite.
Oh, really? I got to check that out.
I hate talking about that topic in general.
Well, what about poopy? Is that...
What about you to stop? And we understand now that I don't like it.
I guess I wanted to see how far I could take it. I can't believe they didn't pass you on America's Got Talent. That's what I'm like...
Oh, they did pass me, but they...
you didn't...
I didn't make the cut. Yeah, I didn't, Heidi Klum was the one who said no. So technically that's a pass. Simon Cowell and Howie.
Yeah, you have to get all four.
Mel B said yes, and then that qualified as a pass.
Oh, okay.
Because there's three.
Do you resent Heidi Klum for this? Because I would resent Heidi Klum for this.
I do a little bit, because I don't think that Germans have a very good sense of humor, first of all. She needed to step outside herself before making that decision.
Well, first off, what's her talent? And
she was very talented. I remember this about River's Edge. Keanu wouldn't, she confessed to me, let them watch his clothes. So he was. Really? Oh, yeah.
They never watched Keanu Reeves' clothes.
In that movie. So I want you to think, if he was making out with Ione at the end of the movie, but he's a real actor. I'm not a real actor. I was like, take these clothes and wash them so that I do not stink the next day.
Is that what you ambushed me last time on the show, and I'm so glad that you did, because you brought the coat from Better Off Dead, and you said, put it on, I'll take a picture of you. And I'm a big guy. It fit me with plenty of room to spare. Why did you have such a large coat?
We saw it on a mannequin, and it was, I guess, it could have been a guy. It was a guy coat. And the customer had the inspiration, that would be a cool idea for Monique. So that's where the oversized thing came from. Is like I put that coat on, and all of a sudden, it was hilarious. Right? It made me look like I was that big.
Do you count the audience that dresses up as puppets and goes on stage?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, they're in the band for the night. We bring them. I mean, how many times do you get to put on a pig mask and be able to jump around on the stage of the whiskey?
So I heard some very creative descriptions of what the smell was like inside.
We do clean them.
I'm kidding.
I've been known to fill up my bathtub and soak all the puppets from time to time and things like that.
Really?
We take them to the laundromat and stuff and throw them through. So they do get cleaned, Lysol, etc. But, you know, some of them have been around for a very long time.
Love to be in the laundromat when somebody's got green Jello puppet heads in the dryer.
Yeah, we get some strange looks.
I can imagine.
Because I go in costume.
And, of course, me, young and studying acting and realizing, you know, my God, I'm sitting next to Tommy Lee Jones. I'm going to have a scene with Tommy Lee Jones. and I looked over at Tommy Lee Jones and I go, wow, you're really getting into your character, aren't you? And he wasn't saying a word. He was like, so involved becoming Howard Hughes before he died, you know, with long nails, when he was like the real recluse and going a little bit crazy. And he looks over at me like this. And he goes, yeah. And then went right back. And I just sat there like this. And I said, okay. And
how's Tommy Lee Jones? Is he as cranky as people say he is, or not?
Okay, here's my thinking on Tommy Lee Jones. What must it be like? I don't have this problem, Dark Mark. You might, and I'm not making a joke. But what's it like to be the smartest person in every room you walk in? And that's Tommy Lee Jones. Like, that's
right. He's an Oxford grad.
Oh, but he's like, his brain he's way ahead. Like, he's way ahead.
Violent Vickie, you, I think maybe the reason you're violent, you grew up in LA, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up in Arcadia.
Ooh, that's it. Ooh, yeah. Wow. That's real LA.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And Dolemite, Eddie Murphy did the movie. I thought it was great. But you inferred in an article that Dolemite was bisexual? That Rudy Ray Moore was bisexual?
I didn't say he was bisexual. I said he was a
Dolemite was a
Yeah.
How do you know?
That's
the Disco Godfather. What are you talking about?
Well, it's one of those things. It's something you know. It's
Did you have sex with Dolemite?
I don't know.
Yeah, movie back then when he was alive.
You know, Coke is diet when you're drinking it. You know what I mean?
No, I know you did Coke with him, but did you?
No, I didn't mean like that. Okay, but go. Yeah, that too. All right. I did not do. Okay. No, I did not do Coke with Dolemite. I wish that I could say that I did Coke with Dolemite, but I know I did. I did Coke with Dolemite on the phone, doing Coke with me.
You just zoomed cocaine.
We long distance we did Coke together. It was
social distancing cocaine.
Yeah.
Totally. Because you've been in 2 Rob Zombie movies, Devil's Rejects and 31, and both of them basically you're naked a homicidal maniac.
Yeah, I guess I'm getting a little stereotyped by Rob. I'm a martial artist, and I tore my ACL, my MCL, and my meniscus in my left leg.
Ugh.
So we had to call Rob and tell him Ginger can't run. That's all my agent said was Ginger's not able to run. Not realizing that I was on crutches with a cast from my thigh to my leg, my ankle. So the way that I met Sid was lying on the bed. The set was very small, and they had to carry me into the set and plop me down on top of Sid. Now, I'm not wearing any panties. Sid's wearing his dirty, stained, set underwear.
Yeah.
And that was our introduction. My puss plopped on his package. Hi, nice to meet you. And he was just such a sweetheart, so easy to work with. We just clicked. I loved the scene. I loved the dynamics. I loved everything that we created in that scene.
It's really uncomfortable, like every time you get next to this person. And so here's Rob saying, I broke up with her, I hate him, and there's Jay. And then I saw them at each other's throat once, and I'm like, so that's when he went solo. And, so you gotta put yourself in his shoes, though. He's suffering around this environment. And it's like, yeah, we were a band, but that band transformed into this thing, this ugly thing that, but I wasn't thinking about quitting until he like put the words in my mouth and spit on me to make me like, I can't be around wants to spit on me. I was literally like watching my foot behind him going down the stairs like I was going to kick him. I'm like, don't do it.
Apparently, Corlin has one of the most beautiful in the world because there was a contest.
I was leading #1 for like 16 weeks, and then they only prized the first, second, and third, and I think I dropped to like 16th place. Awful, are we going there?
We're going there.
We're going there. Okay, so like no big lips. Like they don't like.
Right, the meat's got to be in the taco.
But some people love that. It's to each their own.
Well, go to the Hustler and get the biggest butt plug you can, and then measure diameter. That's a good way to start, right?
You think I should start with the biggest, or should I start with the smallest and go?
Oh, just go for the win.
When you've had sex as much as I have with as many people as I have, I don't think there's really anything that would shock me. So,
when was the last time you were shocked?
The last time I was shocked was I saw this girl putting a live baby octopus in her. I was like, what the Like,
I think I know her.
I know Bubba the Love Sponge, sure.
Yeah, so I was the afternoon guy on Bubba the Love Sponge radio network on BRN, Bubba Army.
Oh, wow.
Well, I will guarantee you what didn't happen. Totally what didn't happen was the lawsuit of the sex tape with Hulk Hogan and Gawker taking the company out of business completely didn't coincide with the exact month that I left Central Florida and moved to LA. And it had nothing to do with any charges going around to anything dealing with Bubba. 100% did not happen like that.
You had nothing to do with the Hulk Hogan sex tape.
Nothing. I had nothing to do with the Hulk Hogan sex tape.
You just happened to be able to afford going from Tampa to Los Angeles.
There may have been some coinciding timing-wise, I promise. But
I get the enema, and I don't know that you're supposed to dump out the liquid in the enema to fill it up with water. I didn't know that the liquid in the enema was the same as taking basically a laxative. No clue. So I'm all prepared, thinking I'm all prepared, and I do the enema, and then, I literally could not stop shit. It wouldn't stop. And I thought there's got to be a point where this stops, right? Like, you have to run out of stuff. You can't. I'm going to get there, and then I'll have, I still have, an hour, 2 hours before I shoot, so I should be good, because I'm not eating anything, and I'm just, I should be fine. But it doesn't stop. And it doesn't stop. And so, oh God, it was awful. So I'm trying to stall.
It's like liquid.
It's like liquid. It's gross. Okay. And so I go to start to do a scene, and literally, every 5 minutes, I have to, we have to stop. Every 5, maybe, I don't know. And the director is getting super frustrated with me. And he was and apparently James Dean had to go meet his dad for, lunch, and his dad was waiting for him. And the scene was taking so long because we couldn't get through it. And it was, literally every 3 minutes, it was I'm running to the bathroom again, my life. Yeah. This is so awful.
Dad, I'm running late. I'm diarrhea.
It's so awful. And
it's a typical thing for, a sub man to worship a dom's feet. If you deal with women, do they worship your feet?
I've had women that, first of all, my feet are not what they used to be. I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to be honest. They, over the years, we've had some hardships. They used to be, I used to have the feet jewelry and everything, the toe rings. That being said, back in the days, men used to worship my feet and women used to worship my feet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm an equal opportunity player. I'll play with anybody. I'm not having sex with anybody, but You know, I'm here to satiate desires and be a dominant for an individual, not for a gender. You know what I mean? Like, I don't cater to a gender. I cater to submissives.
Yeah, I had a guy wanted to pay $40 to see my feet, and I turned it down. But
oh yeah, if you're talking about $40, you should turn it down. I don't do anything. I don't get out of bed for $40.
Well, last time you were on the show, you said that you shoved your high heel up Billy Idol's.
I did.
Share this story. Tell me.
Well,
that's awesome.
I had a girlfriend over we were both at Billy's house, and we were dancing for him on one of his tables, and I had on these floral sewn high heels. They were beautiful, and Billy just said, "I want you to with your high heel," and so I took my shoe off and just my high heel, ruined my shoes.
Aww.
Very sad, but it was so kinky and so dirty. It was wonderful.
So he's bent over at the party.
So what?
He's bent over at this party, Billy Idol.
Yes.
And you're shoving your high heel in him.
Yes.
And I'm not sure how he ruined them. I don't know if I want to know, but
You know how he ruined them.
The shoes were a beige with red flowers.
Oh!
Did he even offer to pay to buy you a new pair?
You know what? We were so caught up in the moment, none of us really cared.
Is the apocalypse here? Is it at hand?
No.
No? Okay.
No.